Alright, you're done with your project, and now you want to export it out to hand it in as an assignment, or upload it to YouTube, show it to your friends and family, whatever the case may be. This tutorial is going to cover how to get content out of After Effects. And just like anything in After Effects, there's always many ways to do this, so I'm going to teach you the best way first, and then I'll show you an alternative way later on in the tutorial. Alright, first thing you want to do is double check that everything is finished, so you just watch your animation play, and make sure it's all there, and there you go. I'm happy with this project, I like what I'm seeing, and now I want to get it out of here. You'll notice that my timeline is 30 seconds long in this example. Yours may be shorter, maybe longer, doesn't matter. You want to be careful that you only want to export out the exact length that you want. So if your animation ends at, say, 10 seconds, and you have no more animation, no more keyframes, there's just nothing else happening after this point, then there's no need to export anything beyond at this point. So to tell After Effects to just ignore everything beyond a certain point, you need to zoom out so that you can see these blue rectangles at the left and the right. And if you don't see them, for instance, your timeline looks like this, hit the minus key on the keyboard right next to the backspace, or delete, and just hit the minus key a couple times, and it will reveal these blue bars. And that dictates the work area. And if you drag the one on the right to your left, then it shortens the work area. In other words, this is only the area that After Effects is concerned about. Anything outside of this grayish area, so beyond the extent of these blue rectangles, is completely ignored. So let's say I want this to be at exactly 10 seconds. So I could eyeball this and just click and drag it and get pretty close. But I want to be dead on. I want to make sure that this ends at exactly 10 seconds. The keyboard shortcut for that is the letter N on the keyboard. N. You'll look, it's right above the spacebar, you'll see B and N. And B marks the beginning of your work area. So if you wanted the animation to begin at 1 second, and you type the letter B, you'll see that the beginning of your work area moves to that point. So I've defined my work area, and I want the first 10 seconds of this timeline to be exported. So now that I'm happy with this, and I've watched it, and I'm confident this is exactly what I want, I go to the Composition menu, and select Add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. It's very word heavy, but when you click it, it will send this project to a completely different program called Adobe Media Encoder. Now, I've noticed on the iMacs that loading Media Encoder takes about 1 to 2 minutes. So there's nothing that can be done about that. You're just going to have to wait. And after it's loaded, it may take a few seconds for your project to actually show up. So you have to be patient during this process. So I'm going to assume that a few minutes has passed. You're now looking at Adobe Media Encoder, and you'll notice that the name of your composition is listed here. See, mine says Comp 1. If I tab back to After Effects, that's the name I gave my timeline. And you'll see 3 columns. The first column is the file format, and it should say H.264. The second one is the quality or preset, and it should say Match Source High Bitrate. And the third column is where you intend to save this project. So the only one you should have to change is the third one. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and tell it to put it on my desktop. And I realize this doesn't look like a Mac, that's because it isn't, but you pretty much will see the exact same window. I will name this My Fantastic Animation Final Movie, or whatever you want to call it. If you are handing this in as an assignment, put your name in this. Otherwise I don't know who did it. Hit save, and now you'll notice that this now lists where it's going to actually save this project to. So if this does not say H.264, and this does not say Match Source High Bitrate, how do you fix that? Because if it doesn't say that, you're going to get the wrong thing. Just go to the preset browser, go to the magnifying glass, and type in high. And this will reveal all of the formats and presets that use the word high in their name. And what we're looking for is the H.264 category, and you'll notice there's only one preset. Just click and drag it on top of whatever's already there. Not underneath, not above, but directly on top, and it will replace it. If you accidentally drop it below, delete the one that does not say Match Source High Bitrate. So right-click the incorrect one and select Remove. Alright, now you're good to go. H.264, Match Source High Bitrate, definitely specified where it's saving it to. hit the green play button or enter on the keyboard. And now it's actually rendering your project. You'll see it's connecting to the project, you'll see it loading in the preview window, and then you will see it actually processing. After a few seconds, it should tell you how long it is going to take to build. Now, the length of time this takes is really going to vary depending on the complexity of your project. If it's very complicated, it might take several minutes to an hour. If it's very simple, it'll only take a few seconds. So that noise you just heard is Adobe Media Encoder telling you, I'm finished, you can now look at your project. So I'm going to go look at my desktop, and on my desktop I have my fantastic animation, and when I watch it, it plays, and it looks absolutely fantastic. There you go. I verified that. I can put my name on it, copy to a flash drive, and give it to the teacher so that I can get a good grade for this class. Alright. So that's all you need to know to get content out of After Effects quickly, efficiently, and it's the best method.